Hey guys, welcome back for another kind of snippet from Hope for Scattered Strangers. It's our quarantine reflections on First Peter. First Peter's been this beautiful, encouraging book so far for us walking through dark times, and it really is. It really is beautiful. So today I wanted to leave it for a moment. I wanted to tell you this really strange and weird story from the Old Testament that I really love, and it connects with First Peter. So we'll get there. It's the story of Hosea. If you've never read the Old Testament book of Hosea, it's a little bit confusing. It can be kind of weird and strange because it basically opens up with God speaking to the prophet Hosea and telling him, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go marry a promiscuous woman. Yeah. He says, hey, go marry a woman who is a little bit loose with her morality, right? I want you to go marry this. So some would even go as far to say that she was probably a prostitute, but you go marry her. Hosea. So Hosea does what God says. He goes and marries a prostitute named Gomer. Yeah, Gomer. Anyways, he goes, marries this prostitute named Gomer, and when he has his first kid, God says, name that kid Jezreel. Jezreel means God sows, and it refers to a kind of a time when there's going to be punishment dished out on the nation of Israel. Gomer gets pregnant again, has another child. This child is a girl, and she's supposed to be named Lo Ruhamah. Lo Ruhamah. Do you know what Lo Ruhamah means? It means not loved. Yeah. God says, name your daughter not loved. Okay. A third has another son, and this son is supposed to be called Lo Ami. Do you know what Lo Ami means? You got the not part already. You figured this out. But Lo Ami means not my people. He basically is saying, this ain't my kid. You're not my kid. Let's review, okay? God's judgment, not loved, not my people, not my kid, not my son. This is getting really strange, right? Well, here's what God was doing. He was actually using Hosea's family as an illustration of what was going to happen with the people of Israel. And you don't have to read very much further before you see what God wants to do with Israel. And by the way, what he wants to do with us. Because if you go to chapter 2 and 3, you're going to see that God has this time where after she has these kids, Gomer leaves and runs off from Hosea. And while she's gone, God tells Hosea, go get your wife back and bring her home. And so what does Hosea do? He goes and he takes some silver and some barley, it says, and buys her back and says, hey, you're not going to be a prostitute anymore. You're not going to be an adulteress anymore. You're going to come home and you're going to live with me, and you're going to be my wife, and I'm going to be your husband. And there's a couple of verses in there that talk about how the one who was called not loved will be called loved, and how the one who was called not my people will be called my people. And if this is starting to sound familiar, it's because we talked about these verses on Sunday. It says, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful life. For once you were not a people. Ooh, that sound familiar? Lo Ami. For once you were not a people, but now you are the people of God. For once you had not received mercy, love, Lo Ruhamah, but now you have received mercy. My friends, sometimes when we're walking through some weird, dark, anxiety-filled, stress-filled times, it's tempting to forget where we were and where we are now. So let me just remind you, just to remember, just please remember that you may have once been not loved, but now you are loved and you have the mercy of God in your life. You once were not a people, but now you are the people of God. So go out there, my scattered strangers, and be a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. And let's, instead of declaring whatever else is going on or whatever else is on our mind or whatever else distracts or tempts us in our time, let's go out there and declare His praises, the praises of Him who called us out of darkness into His wonderful light. There is hope for us scattered strangers, and that hope, as always, is found in Jesus. Love you guys. I'll see you soon.